In this lesson, we're going to be talking about Telnet. Telnet is kind of a bit of an oddity, and one of the reasons I say that is because Telnet is a server and a client and a protocol. It sometimes gets confusing to talk about Telnet because people may not necessarily be sure what you're actually referring to. I can actually use the Telnet client without connecting to a Telnet server. Telnet is just a client that allows me to do a TCP connection to any port that I specify. So I could do telnetgoogle.com port 80. That's just giving me a TCP connection to port 80, which allows me to issue HTTP requests to that HTTP server. Now, I can also use Telnet connecting to a Telnet server, and that server runs on port 23, so I don't actually have to specify a port here. I'm just going to connect to 192.168.1.39. I'm going to Telnet in. This is going to allow me to do a remote login similar to SSH, which of course is encrypted. This is plain text, which means there's no encryption. Everything is in the clear. I'm going to type my password here, and that's going to log me in. Again, I mentioned Telnet is a server, Telnet is a client, and of course Telnet's also a protocol. Let's go back to the packet capture that I started, and we'll stop this. And I can filter on Telnet. You can see this is the beginning of the Telnet session. I'm going to close up the other protocols here, and we'll just take a look at Telnet. So what we've got here is all of the negotiation for how the session is going to go. You can see we're doing authentication, and we're going to do terminal type and terminal speed and flow control. Then the server replies, do terminal type, terminal speed, and XDisplay, which is something else. And then the server sends back some additional information. So we're doing a lot of negotiation for what's actually going to happen here. And you can see that the server actually turns echo on. And what that means is that the server will actually echo back what's typed. And we'll see in just a second that the system actually is kind of character by character. So this is the server sending the client this piece of data here, and it just says password. So we're prompting for the password. You can see what I mean here about character by character. So Telnet is a character-oriented protocol because we're only sending a character at a time. The reason for that is often there are applications that need individual characters, or for example, if you wanted to kill a program, you would use Control-C. That character would have to be sent without waiting for a enter key or a carriage return line feed. Because the client doesn't have any idea what's important and what's not important, it actually sends a character at a time as it's going. So this is the password that's being sent one character at a time. And now you can see we're sending the carriage return line feed to indicate that we're actually done. And now this is all of the welcome message being sent back to the client. Now we're done because we're at the prompt. You can see I was doing a little bit of typing here afterwards. That's actually represented, again, a character at a time. So Telnet is a character-based protocol from the client side because, again, the client has no idea what's important and what would need to be sent as a stream and what would need to be sent a character at a time. So we just send everything a character at a time and let the server figure out what is a stream and what's just an individual character. I've got my client now connected to my server, and you've noticed that everything is sent in clear text. That's one of the reasons why you don't see a Telnet server run very often. The Telnet server actually runs behind another piece of software. You would only see the Telnet server running if there's an open connection, and we have an open connection to this system here. Now I can see the Telnet server is actually running. Otherwise, there is another piece of software that actually manages whether the Telnet server is going to actually launch or not launch. That helps keep the system protected because we can make determinations ahead of time whether we want to allow particular systems to connect. Because as I said, Telnet is a clear text protocol, meaning there's no encryption. And so as you can see, it's really easy to be able to do things like sniff passwords from a Telnet connection. And as you can see me typing the password. Of course, it's a character at a time, but it's easy to reassemble. This is the password that I set on this particular dummy account that I created just for this demonstration. Telnet is a clear text protocol, but again, it's also a client and a server, and it's useful to understand the context that we are talking about when we start talking about Telnet. Telnet is, of course, the protocol here that runs on TCP, and we were using a Telnet client in order to connect to a Telnet server. Again, the protocol itself is a byte or character-oriented protocol that from the client sends a character at a time to the server. The server, which has a better idea of what's going on, can send entire streams back, much like when we got the welcome message right here. It sent entire streams back for the client to be able to display. So that's Telnet in a nutshell. It's a pretty simple protocol, so there's not an awful lot to it. The real big part is the negotiation up front. Once the negotiation is handled as to how all of the flow is going to be managed and whether there's echo, whether there's not echo, whether it's a server echo or a local echo, that's all done way up front here during the initial connection. Once we get the connection established, it's just sending data back and forth from the client to the server and back.